Welcome back to some more Meakashi. So where we last left off, Rika, for whatever reason, visited Mion's. Okay, it's not Mion's house. It's Shion's house this time because guess what? Mion is still stuck in the storehouse. So yeah, let's continue reading. It, because this is like I'm assuming. Well, I had to re-record it so I could pretend I don't know shit. I invited Rika to the front door. I told her to wait for a moment and tried to take the bottle. But Rika took her shoes off and walked into the house with the bottle in her hands. Don't worry, I'll get it for you. Why don't you wait there? I'm pretty good at pouring soy sauce into a funnel, you know. She looked at me as if begging. I guess she wanted to pour the soy sauce into the bottle herself. I didn't want her to come in the house, but I suppose I didn't want her to wait there alone either. If she came to the kitchen with me, I could keep my eyes on her. And so I brought Rika to the kitchen. We walked down the hallway. I only heard my footsteps. I stopped suddenly and turned around to make sure Rika was following me. Rika bumped into me. Meep. Sorry. I made sure she was right behind me and started to walk again. Tap, 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 tip, 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 tap, tap, tip, tip. Rika must have been having fun matching her footsteps to mine. Even when I quickly sped up, our footsteps matched perfectly. Tap, 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 tap. Tip, 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 tip. Tap, tap, tap. I stopped suddenly. Tip, 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 tip. Rika stopped suddenly too after taking an extra step. When I turned around, Rika smiled at me. Our footsteps matched perfectly, and when I stopped suddenly, I heard her extra step. I've experienced such footsteps before. It was making me feel uncomfortable. But now, although her footsteps sounded the same as the other ones I experienced, I saw her when I turned around. That was the difference between them. I left the storage door open so we could see the soy sauce barrel. The memo said she can take as much as she wants, but I wasn't sure there was enough left. I crouched down and tried to open the lid of the soy sauce barrel. Even when I crouched down, I could hear Rika's extra step. Good, there's plenty left. Take as much as you want. Oh shit! This gets me every time. When I turned around, Rika was very close to me. But who was this? I saw Rika, but it wasn't Rika at all. It was like when I switched with my sister. The outside was the same, but the inside was different. Did Rika have a twin sister? No. It was maybe something possessed her. I was confused for a moment. That was when Rika sprayed something from a small bottle into my eyes. Huh? I felt a terrible pain in my eyes, and suddenly tears poured out and my nose started to run. I couldn't stop sneezing either. As I stumbled around, covering my face, I then realized I was attacked. I shut my eyes tightly for a moment, then opened them again. Rika was about to grab my hair to drag me down onto the floor. When Rika saw me open my eyes, she sprayed at me again. I shut my eyes to avoid the spray, but my nose still breathed in the substance. I avoided the pain in my eyes, but the tears, the runny nose, and the sneezing continued. Shit! My brain isn't working quickly enough. However, when I finally understood that I had been attacked by Rika Farud, my brain started to grind into motion. Rika Farud knocked me on my back and got on top of me. I tried to escape from her by rolling on the kitchen floor. As I rolled, I hit an oven, a huge jar, and destroyed a pile of something on the floor as I fought back. But Rika didn't let go of me. She stayed on top and restrained me. She was sitting on my stomach, and I felt intense pain and pressure. She sure could fight well. I still couldn't see anything. Rika had the upper hand, my eyes were shut, and I was in real danger. As I tried to blink, I saw Rika's expression. I didn't know Rika Farud all that well. I only knew her from the few times we met when I went to school as Mion, and from the things I've heard from other people. But as far as I knew, there was no way Rika Farud would ever do something like this. This is just impossible. Impossible, impossible. No, I can't fill my head with that word. I had to calm down and figure out what to do next. Shit, I'm too much of a mess to even think. I tried to peek at her face again. She still had the spray bottle in one hand. What I didn't expect was the thing in her other hand. How could I mistake it for anything else? It was definitely a syringe. When Rika realized I'd regained my eyesight, she pointed the spray bottle right at me and let loose with it. I shut my eyes tightly and tried to ignore the pain. But that was when, even though I was blinded, Rika made a miscalculation. She had sprayed at me from such a close distance that she inhaled the substance as well. I heard Rika sneeze and realized that it was my chance. Even if I couldn't see, I knew she was right there. I hit Rika's face a few times. When I felt Rika's weight shift, I escaped. I then got my stun gun ready. Oh man. Few times. Rika must have inhaled just a little of the spray. She wasn't sneezing anymore and was glaring at me instead. Hey, are you picking a fight with me? You want me to wreck you? Rika's expression didn't change, but I was sure she was disappointed that her surprise attack was a failure. Rika flinched just a little, but she was still holding the spray bottle and aiming it at my eyes. She was trying to use the spray first, and then give me the shot. I didn't know what was in that syringe, but it was a clear liquid. It had to be something bad. She wanted to take my eyesight, get on top of me, and then give me the shot. If whatever was in the syringe took a while to take effect, I might have the chance to fight back, and seriously injure Rika. But Rika's surprise attack told me that just being injected was more than enough. In other words, whatever the effect, it would start to work immediately. Therefore, I wouldn't be able to fight back against her. It would probably either knock me out or kill me. In any case, what I had was equally deadly. My stun gun was very powerful. Just one shot would be all it took. What happened before was proof of its power. No words. Rika knew my stun gun was a lot more powerful than her spray. She was being extremely cautious. Hey, what do you think you're doing in my house, huh? If you aren't moving, then I'll come to you. I threw a pile of newspapers at her. The pile wasn't tied together, so the newspapers flew all over Rika. I jumped at her immediately after. I shoved my stun gun in her and pulled the trigger. Rika spasmed and fell to the floor. You fool! Hesitating in a fight where a single blow wins. Only amateurs just glare at each other. You don't have a single clue about how advantages. The first strike is when a single blow can decide everything. The spray bottle rolled on the ground, but she still had the syringe. Rika was down, but I couldn't let my guard down either. I kicked her in the side and clambered on top of her. I took the syringe. I held Rika's arm down and gave her the shot. My actions could hardly be called gentle. I injected her. Oh my god. I injected her violently. I injected everything that was in the syringe. Rika began to convulse. I stood back and watched for what would happen to her body. Of course, I still had my guard up. While I assumed that the drug would incapacitate her immediately, I didn't know exactly what kind of reaction she would have. Haha, look at you. Did you really think you could defeat me? Think again. After a few more convulsions, Rika unsteadily got to her feet. That's ridiculous. How can she even stand? I looked at my stun gun. Damn it, the power was on the lowest setting. Maybe it had been readjusted when we were rolling around on the floor. I changed the setting to maximum. Oh shit. Well, maximum definitely is gonna kill someone. This ain't no ordinary taser. Rika turned pale and started sweating all over. I didn't know its exact effects, but if Rika had given me the shot, I'd been the one experiencing her symptoms. She looked really sick, so obviously she must have been feeling awful too. She couldn't even focus. She was very wobbly and had her hand on the wall. She'd lost her balance, and it must have been hard for her to even stand. She didn't look so brave anymore. Rika wobbled some more and moaned as if she was about to throw up. Oh, ahoo, and you, cough, something. Rika looked scary as she moaned and wobbled, but at the same time she looked kind of funny too. Certainly she hadn't even dreamed she'd be getting the shot herself. As the man sows, so shall he reap. That's what you get. Ha 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 ha. This is funny, so funny. But please don't throw up here. Go to the bathroom, okay? I'm going to enjoy how long it'll take for you to die. Oh, but that means I can't torture you later, huh? I've been planning to use the nail table on you. So either you choke on your own vomit and die, or I pound nails into all 10 of your fingers. I wonder which it will be. Okay, I know. Let's move to the underground shrine storage. I'll put you to sleep so I can move you there, okay? I walked up to Rika, my stun gun making popping sounds. When Rika saw the sparks from the stun gun, she moved to grab a huge kitchen knife. Oh, are you still trying to fight? That makes things more fun. I have so much I want to ask you. I would suggest you back down. Well, actually, even if you do, you'll go through the same misery anyway. Sorry, but I'll refuse that invitation, you torture maniac. What she said wasn't anything I'd expect to hear from the Rika I knew. But I didn't hesitate. I had the advantage, so I didn't need to worry. Besides, this was coming from the last survivor of the Farud family. One of the 3 families. That sudden change somehow felt natural. Compared to what the 3 families have done, this is nothing. Thank you for that high praise, though. I should be proud of myself, huh? So, are you seriously thinking about fighting me with a knife in that condition? You can't even stand straight. You're right. Like you said, I'm at my limit. But if that means getting captured and tortured to death by you, then sorry. I'm taking my leave. Taking your leave? Puh, try it if you can. It was clear who held the advantage here. But despite that, an odd thrill filled both of us. We lost our minds wasn't a fitting praise for the people of Hinamizawa. It was a feeling of release, when modern demons could stop pretending to be human. Yes, this was a mad banquet of demons, with the savoring of blood and devouring of flesh. Attended by the head of the Farud family and the head of the Sonozaki family, the old families whose blood is closest to the madness of the demons. I stood in front of the hallway so as to block her escape route. The windows had grates, and the door had a safety chain on it. If she turned around, I'd hit her with my stun gun. In this situation, what did Rika Farud mean by taking her leave? Rika got her knife ready. I expected her to aim at my stomach when she attacked, so I took a stance with my stun gun ready in my hand. Rika, however, suddenly turned around. I carefully watched to see what her next move would be. Rika put the handle of the knife to the wall and held it in place. What was she doing? Goodbye, torture maniac. I won't give you the satisfaction of killing me. Rika reared her head back and slammed her throat against the knife on the wall. Whoa! Her blood splattered all over. Rika bent backwards repeatedly and let the knife slash at her throat. Again and again. Her neck and chest were dyed red. I'd always thought blood was darker. But her blood wasn't dark, it was so bright. I must have been confused, but it looked pretty. After doing this several times, Rika turned around. Her eyes were wide open. She didn't look like she was from this world. Her face looked like something both living and dead, both real and artificial. It was very scary, eerie, and above all else, pale. Although her face looked unearthly, it was a very appropriate face for a demon. I didn't have a mirror so I couldn't tell, but I was sure I looked exactly like her. Rika continued to violently slash her throat. It reminded me of someone trying to break a huge piece of ice with an ice pick. That was exactly what Rika looked like. The white chips of ice coolly flying through the air. What I saw before me was a beautiful sight. Every time Rika struck her throat, tiny drops of red blood splattered the boring white world around her. It was like a dance, a dedication dance by the final head of the Farud family. The demon's last dance of dedication to Yashiro-sama. Upon seeing that literally blood-curdling dance, I let out a fierce roar. I had no reason to do so. I was howling like an animal. We were like animals trying to kill each other, both getting covered in blood. And inevitably, as one convulsed in a pool of that blood, the other threw back its head and howled. My body shivered with the joy I felt inside of me. This was death. the most final judgments, and it was right before me. The demons howled, screamed, and roared. The roars faded, and my voice started to change from the voice of a demon back to that of a human. As a demon, I roared, but as a human, I sneered. Rika was covered in blood from her neck down. Her blood was pouring out, making a little noise. Rika was still staring into my eyes. I stared back at her. I wasn't sure they were still eyes, though. They were no longer human eyes, but the eyes of the dead. Rika's corpse vomited blood from her mouth and nose and smiled. Then she dropped the knife. She stuck her hands out and turned her palms upward. Her wiggling fingers reminded me of an insect's legs. Those fingers reached for her own throat. I'd never seen anything like it. I'd never seen anybody do this before. Because Rika was scratching her own throat. She was ripping her own throat apart. Maybe that wasn't a good description. She was trying to rip out the inside of her throat through the opening she made with the knife. Her fingers found the biggest tear. Rika smiled. At least that's what I would have called it if she were alive. She ripped open the tear in one tug. Whoa! Upon hearing my scream, Rika died and fell on her face into the pool of blood. That was it. She didn't get up again to show me her throat. I stepped back from Rika Furu's body and bumped into the wall in the hallway. Rah! I roared again in admiration of the ritual dance of dedication of the head of the Furu family. Joy ran through my body, and my blood rushed through my veins. I won! I defeated her! Rah! I then realized I disposed of the heads of the three families, the core of the curse of Yoshiro-sama. Everything was finally exposed. The curse of Yoshiro-sama and its masterminds were all exposed. I disposed of the leaders of the three families, who all killed Satoshi-kun. The head of the Sonozaki family died of a heart attack. She was at the bottom of the well, along with a wheelchair. I apprehended the head of the Kimiyoshi family, who continued to tiptoe until he died. The head of the Furu family died, in a way that was perfect for the final head of the three families of Onikafuchi. I did it. I accomplished my mission. I defeated all the masterminds who killed Satoshi-kun with the curse. Everyone. Satoshi-kun, you were powerless. You didn't have the means to fight back. Those evil people simply sneered while they let you die, after marking you as a member of the cursed Hojo family. I will never, ever forgive them. They believed you deserved to die because you were one of the Hojos. As long as it was done by the curse of Yoshiro-sama, they didn't care how you were killed. I will never forgive those people for creating this world. What could I have done to save you, Satoshi-kun? I couldn't save you. Shion Sonozaki couldn't do anything else at the time. If I was Mion, not Shion. If I was Mion that day, I could have saved you. Mion could have saved you. That's right, I remember now. Shion. She said she wanted to eat red snapper sashimi that day. I was supposed to eat that, but Shion pouted and cried. That was why I let her switch, just for that night. I did it to make her happy, like a big sister would. Shion was never treated well, so I felt bad. That was it. I was being a good sister, that was it. When morning came, the world had been turned upside down, and it had remained so until today. We weren't twins anymore. The one with the demon was Mion, and the one without the demon was Shion. What was that supposed to mean? Wait, Mom, listen. I'm Mion, not her. You can tell us apart, right, Mom? Look, can't you tell I'm Mion? Come on, everyone, tell me I'm Mion. I'm Mion. Don't call me Shion. I'm Mion. I am. Then I realized, you knew, didn't you, that the relatives weren't gathering for a simple party that night. You knew. No, I didn't. I really didn't know. Huh? How can you say that? You were so persistent that day. You said you never eaten red snapper before, so you really wanted to try it. You never gave up asking me. I really didn't know. I didn't know. If I had known, I wouldn't have said that. Oh, sure. You were always jealous of me. That was why I switched with you every once in a while. But you weren't satisfied with that, just that. You became even more jealous. That night, you knew what was going on and took Mion from me. You took Mion from me. Give Mion back. I'm the one who's Mion. I am Mion Sonozaki. You were Shion this whole time. Don't call yourself Meon, you imposter. I kicked the bars of the cell repeatedly while I roared. Compared to my roar, the metallic noises of the bars sounded like the cry of a little puppy. I had been convinced by something so stupid. The tattoo of the demon was just a way of telling us apart. Even without that tattoo, I am Meon. That's right, I am Meon Sonozaki. I gathered my hair and put it in a ponytail with the yellow band that Meon used all the time. Since I didn't feel my hair on my neck, I felt like I could think more clearly now. Two Meons looked at each other through their iron bars. According to our sibling rules, that was never to happen. Yes, there was only one Meon and one Shion. There could never be two of either at the same time. Shion, let your hair down. I am Meon, and Meon is here. You were never Meon, so don't pretend to be me ever again. Do you hear? I said, do you hear? If you do, answer me. Answer me, Shion. I took myself back on this day. Shion admitted she was Shion. How wonderful it is to be Meon. I feel great. I can think clearly now, because after all, Meon is capable of anything. Unlike you, Shion, how dare you pretend to be Meon? Do you have any idea? Huh, Shion? Yes, sis. Shion called me sis. And so I was Meon. The demon who had been asleep deep inside of me was finally allowed to wake up. The demon roared, and my whole body shivered to express his joy. Shion, you committed a great sin. You were Meon until now. You were in a powerful position as Meon of the Sonozaki family. Yet, you didn't even try to rescue Satoshi-kun. You had millions of chances to save him, but you chose not to do anything. I won't forgive you. I'll never forgive you. I could have saved Satoshi-kun. You took him from me and you killed him. I'll never forgive you for that. Shion was shaking on the other side of the bars. I will kill you. I'll kill you in the best possible way. Starting today, I'm going to think of the best, most gruesome way to kill you. Shion, you better spend every minute fearing what's coming to you. I won't just kill you. I'll make sure your death is long and miserable. And after you're dead, I'll throw you into the well. You better apologize to Satoshi-kun when you get there. This is what you get for pretending to be me. Do you hear me? That's your sin. I needed to at least clean up the kitchen. While I was putting old newspapers on the floor to absorb the blood, the phone rang. I didn't want to answer, but maybe I should. I should answer it and talk to whoever it was. Hello, this is the Sonozaki residence. Thank you for answering. This is Hojo calling. I was surprised to hear the Hojo name, but I realized right away that it was Satoko. Oh, what's the matter, Satoko? Sorry to call so late. Is Rika not there with you? Ah, yes. Ever since Satoko Hojo was abandoned, she had been living with Rika Furude. Of course, she'd get suspicious that Rika hadn't returned yet. Yeah, she's here. Oh, she's still there? It's long past dinner time. No words. Hey, Satoko. I made too much dinner tonight, so I told Rika-chan to eat here with me. Eh? Is that so? Oh. Why don't you come over too? I have plenty of food left. Rika-chan has already started eating. Oh, Rika. Alright. I'll clean up a little and then head out. See you shortly. Okay. I'll be here. See ya. Click. Oh, shit. And that's going to end here, huh? Oh, man, this gets better and better. Alright, what's next? We're about 24 minutes in. Let's continue some more. Keiichi, I've been calling your name for a while. You have a phone call. It's from Sonozaki-san. Sonozaki-san, which one? The older sister or the younger one? I don't know. Ask her yourself. Hello? Meon? Or is it Shion? It's me, Shion. Good evening. Shion, sorry about last night. I got all riled up. You must have been worried about how I hung up the phone so suddenly last night. We're tied to the same fate. Making sure the other is alright is the only way to guarantee our own safety. Yeah, I agree. We absolutely need to share whatever information we have, so that we don't die like Takano-san and Toмотaki-san did. Gulp. I heard Keiichi swallow loudly. Then let's continue from where we left off. You'll listen without getting angry this time, right? Yeah, I'll be fine. Keiichi agreed to be quiet and listen. I explained the dangerous situation Keiichi was in once again. Just like how some evil people in the village attacked Takano-san and Toмотaki-san, they might attack us any day. It was ironic, of course, that while I was warning him, I was also the one who made sure the curse would fall upon him. Let's report anything we noticed that seemed strange. If we connect all the tiny pieces that we have, then just maybe we'll find out who killed them, or maybe even the truth behind the incidents of the past few years. You're right. You're right about that. Then I'll start, since I suggested it. I feel like somebody has been watching me lately. What? I was making this up. I just wanted him to realize how urgent the situation was. It might be my imagination, but I'll tell you anyway. I think it's just me, but if you feel like you're being watched too, Kei-chan, then maybe it's not just in my head. Well, don't worry. At the very least, everything's fine with me. It seemed like nothing had happened to Keiichi today, at least. Now that the heads of the three families were gone, it was possible the curse system had been destroyed entirely. If that was the case, then Keiichi might not be attacked after all. But if there was someone who did want to attack him, that meant part of the system was still alive. In other words, my mission wouldn't be accomplished just yet. Keiichi is like a litmus test in this situation. I'd know whether or not all my families were gone. Families, god damn it. Or not whether or not all my enemies were gone, depending on if Keiichi got bitten. He sure is a very useful man. After that, I went along with what Keiichi said. I made sure he was fearful of Mion, as well as all of the three families. I explained to him the possibility that the whole village was involved, and that the curse of Yoshiro-sama might be some sort of system. Then I remembered Shion wouldn't know too much about the disappearance of the mayor, so I continued. I just heard this myself. Is it true that Uncle Kimiyoshi went missing? You mean the mayor? Wait, Shion, you haven't heard? I don't know anything. I just overheard my father talking about it on the phone again. Yeah. Actually, last night after the meeting, he didn't come home, so the whole village was in a panic. Well, no shit. Kimiyoshi is pretty much dead at this point. They searched all over Hinamizawa, but if they found him, then I haven't heard. The police should be searching for him as well. Why didn't you tell me something that important right away? Sorry, I thought you already knew. I didn't want to hide it or anything. Okay, John. What should I do? What's wrong? Tell me. We're not keeping secrets from each other, right? I'm sorry. I didn't mean to hide it. It was just that, the conversation got turned around and we're on the same side, right? I won't get mad, so just tell me. Kimiyoshi, I told him everything. Old man Kimiyoshi. He's someone you feel comfortable confiding in. He's someone you feel comfortable confiding in, Shion? Yes. He would, when I was little, he was really nice to me. All I did was play tricks on him, but he would always just smile. He listened to anything I had to say. He was such a kind person. Calm down, Shion. It's not like he's dead, right? Don't lose heart so easily. Keiichi tried to make me feel better, but he had no idea what was actually going on. It really made me laugh. That night, I told the mayor that we snuck into the ritual storehouse, also that someone saw us and was out to get us. Does the mayor know how absurdly Takano-san and Toмотaki-san died? Yes, he knew about it. I told him that they died by Yoshiro-sama's curse, and that I could be made a sacrifice to calm his anger. I just said it straight out. Right, what then? Uncle Kimiyoshi didn't get angry. He smiled, then told me that if I was remorseful about it, there was no way I'd be demoned away. He was really smiling, and he told me to leave it to him. Ugh. I actually got a little sad while saying that. Uncle Kimiyoshi had been so reliable. I was happy when he said that he would protect Shion. I truly was happy. If only he hadn't said anything to insult Satoshi-kun. It's my fault, because I confessed everything. Stop it, Shion. It's not your fault. No, it is my fault. I told him our secret. Uncle Kimiyoshi found out about everything. So, he had to have been killed. It was right after I confessed to him, after all. He disappeared the same night, and he told me everything was going to be alright. It was such a strange feeling. I wasn't upset at all, but as I pretended to be upset and muttered words of prayer for Kimiyoshi's safety, I started to feel that emotion growing inside me. I was only pretending to be distressed to fool Keiichi, yet the emotion I feigned began welling up inside me. It felt like I was being consumed by that emotion. So the words coming from my mouth weren't words I intentionally said. They were words that consuming emotion forced me to say. It was like someone else inside of me was doing the talking instead. And I was just watching that someone talk from a short distance away. I should never have told him. All of this should have only been our fault. Only the four of us. It wasn't something I should have told someone else. He got killed because I told him. He got killed because he knew. He got killed because I confessed to him. Hey, stop. If they were doing that, then they would obviously have killed you before killing the mayor. It doesn't make sense. You or I should have been killed first. Why would other people die before us? It does make sense. They must be planning to kill us at last of all. Huh? What? They start by killing those who are close to, and after they've caused us so much pain, then they'll kill us. That must be what they're doing. What I just said scared even me. Killing our loved ones first to harm us emotionally, and only then kill us at the height of our suffering. Whoa, I felt something crawling up my spine. That's awesome. It's an awesome idea. I must not be human anymore. I really am a demon. A human can never think of such cruel things. That would be one incredible hell. Your close friends, dying one at a time after being tortured. And after all that, you yourself get killed. What a great way to destroy someone's life. Why was I getting so excited about this? Because I could get going with that plan right away. And so on. Rika-chan! It's Rika-chan! What? What did you say just now? Well, the truth is, I told her about it. I told Rika-chan today. Rika-chan, you mean Rika-chama? The one from the Furuchan? Yes, Rika-chan. I felt so scared and uneasy that I did it. I told Rika-chan. When you did, what did she say? The cat is worrying too much. I'll do something about it for sure. That's what Rika-chan said. I'm sorry, Shion. I'm worried about Rika-chan. Alright, if you're that concerned, then don't worry about me. Please, go find out whether she's safe. Yeah, I'll do that. I'll call you again tomorrow at the same time. When I do, you'll know I'm still alright. I got it. I'll be waiting. Okay, bye. Sorry, I'm hanging up. Keiichi hung up roughly. What a hilarious conversation with Keiichi. It's like a freaking prank call. Everything was just too damn funny. Keiichi Maibara, go ahead and struggle helplessly. Run all over the village and see if the curse is still alive. Go ahead and see if my enemies are still around. I laughed for a while and then calmed down. I'd already got rid of the bicycles and shoes belonging to Rika and Satoko. What, did you throw it in the well? My house was, for the moment, taken care of. I could expect Keiichi to run around in a panic, to ask for help from someone, and then ultimately come to Mion. Well then, ain't that something? She cleaned up her house, and the blood that Rika just sprayed over. Come to Mion and such. Anyway, more than likely, the youth group would end up looking for Rika like they did with the mayor. I'd probably have to endure another long night again, knowing nobody would find her. I decided to wait until the phone rang. I killed time by watching TV until it did. Kei-chan, are you serious? I'm going to get really mad if this is a joke. I scolded Keiichi for suspecting that Rika had disappeared. Mi-chan, if it really is a joke, don't get mad, smile. It would be a joke after all. We need to go make sure whether it's a joke or not. You're right. Sorry for getting upset. Reina rebuked me. While she looked quiet, I felt that she could be very terrifying under her skin. I had no basis for that impression, but I still felt that way. I just didn't like her. I had disliked her ever since that rainy day at the bus stop. It wasn't that we didn't get along, though. How should I put it? I was at a loss for how to explain. Well, Reina went creepy after all. Ah, that was it. I found a good example. When I was little, I always wanted to play tennis. I had my relatives take me to a tennis court, and they all praised my skill. I was doing nothing more than hitting a ball with a racket, but they told me I was talented, and that made me happy. When I went to school, I told my classmates I played tennis, and they told me that I was talented too. Then, one of my classmates, who was usually very quiet, said she also played tennis. Not only did she play, but she took lessons. Although I bragged about my serve, I was no match for her. I felt lonely and insulted that everyone was paying attention to her and not me. She was usually very quiet, but suddenly I realized that she knew more and had a lot more experience than me. Reina at the bus stop was just like that. I thought of myself as a demon now. I'd awakened a part of me that was half human and half demon, the part that lived in Onikafushi village. In fact, I'd already stepped into a world where normal humans couldn't go. I'd already surpassed my human limits. I genuinely thought of myself as a superior being, having transcended the realm of mortals. But when my eyes met with Reina Ryugu's, I felt what I did long ago with tennis. Why? Why did I feel that way with Reina? I'd heard that in the animal world during battle, animals glare at each other to display their strength. Only humans have to punch or kick each other to feel superiority or inferiority. Most animals can tell just by glaring at each other. In that case, could it be the same with Reina? Mi-chan, are you okay? Huh? Yeah, sorry. I haven't slept since yesterday, you know? Sorry. Keiichi climbed up a ladder and tried to peek into the window on the second floor where Rika and Satoko lived. It was my job to hold down the ladder. Reina cautioned me to hold on to it tightly. Mi-chan, I'm going to go check the main house just to be sure, okay? I'll be right back. Okay. Be careful. Reina ran off like that. Well, I don't know what happened there, but I'm going to end this here for now. Let's see here. This is, from what I assume, part 21. Or something like that around the line. So, next part, we're going to find out. Because, according to when I looked up Watanagashi chapter 2, Shion is going along with the search party for Reina and Satoko, even though they're pretty much dead at this point. So, let's see how that one goes. Like, comment, and subscribe, and see you guys later.